Good morning. It's Friday the 13th, March the 13th, Friday the 13th. Ooh. It is time to enjoy the weekend. And I'm going with the flow at this point. I am so exhausted. I'm still getting over being sick. Winston, or baby Winston, is not here. And I know Clementine. Sorry, baby. I rub that belly. I rub that belly. I rub it so much. I do. I rub it so much. I rub it all the time. You missing your brother? Hmm? Your brother from another mother? Mm.
Joseph,
Bill.
did you get my invite for
I did
having a
not.
call at 11?
I did not. I'll jump on now.
Yeah, just call me. So, yeah, because you still, your email hasn't changed, right?
I still have access to the Icora one if that's the one you used.
Well, you sent me back on the one on the 28th. You know, I thought it was the same. So, here, just call me on Teams.
I'll call you on Teams right now.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So the last email you sent me on the 28th about
the hacking or the emails. So you don't use that one anymore?
Let me pull it up. Um, I have so many identities, Bill. It's crazy. Give me 1 second. Looking for W. Fisher.
It's the one you sent to William and I and Paul about we're not sending these to Walgreens, somebody, blah, blah, blah. And
So file access the other day. Extensis. Oh yeah, no, it's junk. Do not open. It was from that SKM. I thought I replied, "Hello, Dropbox abuse team." Yeah, this was me reaching out to them. I think I tied you guys on that. Regards to somebody acting as you, but it's somebody else. Trying to get them
right,
to fill out that Fisher design crap, or
right.
whatever it was. Yeah. So that email I was using, yes, I was doing that through the Icora group, which Icora is dead. I still have access to the email address. I am trying to use my Navicore primarily. You guys, one of the things I want to talk about to you today is one of the things that's coming up. And Scott's aware of it, and we're working together, and we're going to iron that out when it's due. Wegman Company has a lot more users. We're doing them first, and once they're done with their onboarding with the new service desk, then that's when you guys will be told, "Hey, no more Icora emails."
Okay.
So
All
that's
right.
all. That's all happening. I wanted it to happen before the new year. Obviously, this is where we are.
All right.
But yeah, that's just where we are.
Okay. So what's up?
Well, I, I don't know where Fisher Design is or what their 10-year plan is. I would like to know and be part of those discussions. And I want to explain why I think it's important and to get your feedback on what I'm doing and I'm doing it with Fisher Design too. And I do this with everybody I work with, even Jay. All of his clients are doing it with him now because he's adopting this framework that I'm doing. Because
Mhm.
it's nothing. I'm not inventing anything new. I'm just saying, hey, we got to do best practices and let's stick to it. Here's the framework. Stick to this playbook. This is how we're doing business. If you're doing technology, if you have technology being managed by us and you want it to be done ethically and responsibly, this is the framework you must do it through. Um, and I don't want to force anybody's hand. I can only control what I can control. So what I'm doing is I'm controlling the channels where people request things from me. So, but I want you to see what I'm trying to do because I think it's beneficial to Fisher Design.
Okay.
So,
So you said a whole lot. Um, a 10-year plan. We definitely don't have that because I won't be here in 10 years. But in business plans, we don't go out more than 2 or 3 years. And it's mostly, I mean, it's year to year because things change so fast. But, and it's basically uh, based off of sales.
yes,
And
yes,
okay, so we do budgets, we try to hit them, and then also on the top of sales is new business development. So where you so that covers. So does that answer your question on the planning?
well,
I will say that
we
I
are
will say
aligned
that
there.
yes, huh?
Yes, I
Yeah,
would say that we're aligned there. I don't know if you're fully aligned with. I understand how you guys are doing business right now because I, I am seemingly responsible for making sure everybody's in the right groups and people are working the way they're supposed to be working by putting files where they're supposed to be and that the data is moving where it's supposed to and is smooth and flowing and that's my responsibility. Now, in order for somebody to have the responsibility to give governance to say, hey, this is how technology works, this is where you store things, we must have an administrative layer, an admin layer saying this is administration, these are the rules, this is the playbook, this is how we do business.
right.
That's the
And how we do
missing.
business,
I've been missing
How,
that. I don't have the authority or the autonomy as a third party. I want to act as if I'm part of the team, and the owner, Bill, you, and everybody else I work with treats me as if I'm part of the team. But they still make the decisions, and I'm still an outside provider, and I only have so much control. I needed
so,
a way to give leadership a way to communicate with me, to give me the authority to stick to a script. And what I found was a lot of business owners would tell me one thing one day, and as we're doing things, they're like, "Oh, I don't want that." Well, you said that you didn't want things to go that, like, well, yeah, but we got to be able to do this, this, and that. Like, there's so many underlying things and unknowns that I can't properly do my job and expect people to listen if there is no way for the company to administer things.
so once more, you said a lot there. So our conduit to you is through Scott, correct?
That's part of it. So if we look at and that's why I'm wanting to, I want to introduce to you and unveil to you how I'm approaching managing everything, how we fit into the team, and to get your feedback on this. Because if you are agreeable to this as the director, you're right. Scott Stevens has been my fifth gatekeeper that I've worked with, and he is currently in the role now. And every gatekeeper I get with, they have the same problem I do. They can't go so far because they have to go get something from somebody else because they can't administer all the other areas. We don't have a playbook that allows us as a team to administer things and be on the same page.
Okay,
That's
so do you have anything that like visually that you can share with me of what
we're getting ready to go
we're
through
not
that.
administering?
That's what this calls for. Is I'm showing you how
Okay.
I'm administering you guys currently, and I'm showing other companies by example because Scott Wegman and Andy Schweitzer, just like Bill Fisher, they're all aware of Joseph Sunderman building this master plan idea. And as I'm building it out, I know what I can control with the budgets that you guys are currently paying for, and I know
Mhm.
what's extra on top of that. I can clearly articulate and show you, hey guys, this is what you're getting and what you're paying for now. Here's the administrative layer and what it looks like, and here's the not really a commitment, but this is what we're looking for to be part of the team and for us to align and to say that this is how we're going to do things. And it's not to come in and tell you guys how to run your business, it's to give you a framework so you can run your business. Every one of
Okay.
you gets a computer. It has a set of applications on it already. It's set up a certain way already. You take it and make it your own to do your job. That's what this framework is. It's just a framework. It's still Fisher design, and everything I design and develop. If you look, I'm going to share my screen with you now. I'm going to show you the website we're developing so you can get an idea of the feel we're going for with Navicore. Oh, shit. I want everything to be black and white and framework because I want the business to see themselves inside of the master tech plan. Does that make sense? So
Mhm.
everything's black and white. There's no subjectivity in it. It's very objective because we want the client to be able to see themselves living inside of this framework. So the way it works, with it being all black and white and straight to the point, if you will, is we have our master tech plan that uses these three pillars uh, that we're aligning. This alignment is the most important piece to the framework that we're doing. You have an identity. The way that you're experienced internally with your employees, them being happy internally, will affect when they're working with your external, working with your clients, and however they do social media and stuff. That that alignment is visible. Subconsciously, you can see it whether they're talking great about the company, they're helping you, and they're present and they're part of the mission, or they're complaining about the mission and that they're not getting their like. You can sense through employment. So that's why you want to keep your employees happy. You know this. You're a business owner. So how do we keep our internal and external aligned? The other day I asked, oh, we should share what you guys just said about Winchester in this meeting online. And William's like, we did share, Joe. You just got to be present. I went back and double checked and I looked. I did see that they posted something about it, but it just said, We were happy to see Winchester at the event. It had nothing, it had said nothing about how we set a trend, how we are pushing that trend. So we're not telling our story. We're posting out there. We're expecting everybody to connect the dots. We need to connect the dots for them. That's just my perspective. I'm not trying to.
So give me that example again. So is that what we did for Winchester internally or externally? What we did for Winchester?
What you did for Winchester, from the way I understood it in the status meeting, I'm just present. I'm trying to pay attention. My focus is technology,
Right.
but I'm listening to how we're communicating with third parties like Ben, whoever's doing our social media and whatnot. He did post something about Winchester packaging. We're proud to see this at the Winchester show or whatever. But in the status
Right.
meeting, what I heard was something completely different, which I feel like should be shared externally. And that was this new packaging. We can see other vendors copying our packaging ideas now. We're trend setting. Nothing was said about that on this. And I feel like that's the essence of who Fisher Design is. That's what we should be communicating when we post online. But if Ben doesn't understand, like if he's just getting told, here's pictures here, we did this for this client, and you get this out there. And I don't want to get too hung up on that post. That's just one tiny 1/1,000,000th of an example of the big picture. So
let me take so this is so the Winchester stuff that we did, it was the 250th plus now what they call these cigar boxes, which we're probably maybe going to send out, maybe not, but it was celebrating the 250th thing for the American workers,
yeah,
right?
that's our birthday.
The way we share that externally is three different ways. One is posted up on social media through HubSpot. Okay. The other way that Ben works with. Okay. The other way is we will put it on the website soon. The third way that's already happened, and I probably sent it out to over 600 or maybe 700 contacts. What's that?
The case study, the one pager?
Yeah, the one pagers. I sent that to all of the outdoor hardware and auto contacts. So it's maybe even closer to 700 contacts. Okay. That's the one pager campaigns that we consistently do, that in those one pagers talk about the project. Now, so that was the latest. What we did by turning the things vertical, that was 3 years ago in 22 or 23 when we redesigned the
Correct,
Winchester
correct. But you
line.
saw that being
Right.
heavily, I don't want to say reproduced, but you saw that trend being followed this year at this year SHOT Show, right?
Yeah, but that's, to us, that's not that much of a big deal, because
I don't want to
it
make
is
it
a
a big
big
deal.
deal.
All I was pointing out was that there are certain things that we do internally that should go social media.
Well,
How are we capturing
will
our?
admit,
Go ahead.
I will admit that our social media is a problem, because we don't have a like a plan. And
Beautiful.
right now Ben is
Yes.
just winging it. So
That's
so
that,
it's
that's
like,
what that's what's
yeah,
visible. So let
yeah.
me. All this is
So
about is
sure,
having a
hang on.
plan.
Yeah, so William and I actually talked about this morning, because we're going to task Ben on coming up with a plan of social media. Now, there's two ways we can do this. We can try it ourselves to come up with a plan, and it may or may not happen, because everyone's doing business and we're pushing out the work. Whoever, Nick, William, whoever starts it, and then work gets in the way and it doesn't get done. So William and I decided this morning, let Ben come up with a plan on what he would do. Hang on. And then, the question I had for him that he, I want to see answered is well, what do other competitors do? Because, and then the other thing on top of that is I've been talking with Scott to task him to understand the analytic tools that within HubSpot that we can see where people are going.
Well, if you guys
Because
are going to open up that can of worms with HubSpot doing your, because you told me, you just mentioned a minute ago that he's been posting through HubSpot to our social media. And I know HubSpot's capable of doing that. That means we'd be adding another module to HubSpot so we can do our social media through there on top of the service and the website
no,
and
it's,
other things.
we don't have to add a module because that's where he does it from.
Yeah, again, I don't want to get too, we're way into the weeds of one little fraction of
Okay.
one of the three pillars, right? Like
Okay.
we were talking about the internal portion of how I noticed something that I thought should be shared externally, which you're right. There's the website, there's our email campaigns, and there's our social media campaigns. And having a
Okay.
plan, that's all I'm about, is having a plan. I want to have a plan with how we do security, how we do internal and external communications. I want to have a plan for how we do campaigns. I want a plan. Administration is the one that's going to provide any client that works with Navicore that plan framework. Okay. So you said something earlier in this call that I wanted to touch base on. So let me bring this over here real quick. And I want to talk to you really quick about our time management, because this is one of the most important aspects of what we do. And I said 10-year plan, right? But that would be 2036. Okay. Right now, we don't look past 31. We do want to know what the big picture is down the road. I can already tell Bill Fisher won't be here, so we're going to sell the company between now and 10 years from now. When we sell the company, what's the structure of the company going to be, and who's going to buy it, and are they going to restructure us, or are they going to take what we did and move on, or are you going to have control over that when you sell it? Or are you going to set certain expectations? We don't know. I don't know any of that. I want to be brought into the conversation because I'm valued for what I do in my frameworks and how I plan. So we use this framework right here. We look at the last, because 23 tech plan, it just ended. Or the master plan, it just ended. We're now in the 26. We learned a lot, and when we started the 23, it was not in a great space, but it was way better by 25. And I'm not starting where I want to start in 26, but I guarantee you by 28, we're going to be in a much better spot. And I'm able to measure and do and stick to things. Like right now, the framework is set for 26. I worked my ass off the last 6 months, restructuring, because I had to shut down my core and all this other stuff. Like, things were happening that I could not control, but it did not mess with my plan, and it did not mess with my framework. That
Okay,
plan,
before
and
you go any further, Joseph, because I didn't know it was going to be, I saw that you put an hour. I got a call with Paul and him on some new business stuff
in 7
at
minutes. Okay.
11:30.
Yep.
And but I did I sent you another invite at 3:30. So I don't know, and I sent it to the ICORA email, so
That's
we
fair.
can,
Yeah, and I can.
we can pick up this later is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
But I got to go at
I would
7:30.
love your. I do want a time, because I want to break down this triennial system. I want to show you
Okay.
how I'm administering things, and I think I really think that if you like what we're doing here, you're going to want to dip your toes in. I think this is going to help you with your planning, and yeah, I just want to, the campaigns that we do in these 3-year periods. Like, there is a marketing campaign to this, so go do your 11:30. If we can touch base around 3:30, whatever, I'll look at for the invite. And I'd like to capture this meeting with my AI tools that I have set up in these sessions. So if you don't mind, I'm going to resend it I'm going to host it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I will give you a summary. That's part of what I do now. I want to show you how I do summaries and how I'm capturing the sessions I have with people. And I think you're going to see a lot of benefit in the way I'm using this stuff for you, to where you're going to say, Joe, when I have a meeting with this big prospect, I want to do some of the things that you were just doing with us. Like, I really believe that could happen.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've got 5 more minutes, so let's keep going until
Yeah,
11:30.
beautiful. Yeah. So once we know that this is the triennial period, now that administration has locked it in for the 26th plan, we are not going to change the framework unless it's justifiable and we have to. So someone comes up to us and says, hey, we want to change the objectives versus matters framework. We'll talk about that towards the end of the 28 tech plan. We're locked in right now. That's the mentality administration's coming with the time framework. So time is a big component of this. And once you understand our triennial way we break it down like this, We then take it down to a timeline. So I probably should put together a presentation, an actual presentation. Um, so here is when I started the tech plan, was back in 2017. So I've been through a few tech plans now, and now we're here. And then we break it down by quarter. So there's 4 quarters in each year, and then there's a month, 3 months in each quarter. So we break it down by triennial, then it's yearly, then it's quarterly, and then it's monthly. So once you understand administration is breaking down time like this, we do quarterly sessions to keep the admin team aligned. We are moving to one yearly review to overview the entire dashboard with the costs and everything to make sure everybody's aligned. We don't need to do that 4 times a year anymore. So what we've found is that having the admin sessions, getting the admin team aligned with the framework, how we're using the admin pipeline, which is the next thing I'm going to, once we get done with the time management piece of this, I'm going to move you over to the digital workspace. That's the team site, the admin site, the team site, all the different areas within those sites. That's what we call that's what it's evolved to. It's now called the digital workspace. So in your digital workspace, we keep it small and very just, we want it to be simple and easy to understand. You have a team site for the whole team. Everybody that works there is going to be able to see this site, and that's our virtual office, if you will. Then we have what we call the admin site, and that's where leadership gets together. And it's just like the team site, except for its leadership. And it's where we track and operate from so we know what to take to the team. That's the digital workspaces, those 2 sites. So when we pick up later, that's where we're going to hit. We're going to hit the ground hard with your guys' current team site and admin site. I'm going to show you what the admin pipeline looks at with a bigger organization like Wegman. They've actually, they brought their whole admin team in. We're doing a 90-day sprint, and we're halfway through that sprint now. I want to get you guys up to speed.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'll be back on at whatever I say, 2:30 or 3:30, maybe even 3 o'clock. Hang on. Are you available at 3?
Sure. Yeah. I
You
got to
make
go get my
that-
dog. My dog Winston's having surgery right now. No, I wouldn't. I
Oh,
shouldn't call
shit.
it. I shouldn't call it surgery. He's got a rotten mouth, and he doesn't let us clean his teeth, and he's a pain in the ass. And now he has teeth that need to be pulled. So he's getting
Yeah,
teeth pulled
okay.
right now. I'm gonna go pick him up. They said it could be around 2 o'clock, so I might be a hair late, but we should be able to be fine.
Okay, you know what? I'll leave it at 3. If you're late, just text me, and if not, no biggie. Okay,
Sounds good.
I just changed it to 3, but it can be 3:30s, no problem. So, okay,
Absolutely. And I'm not trying
Okay.
to hook you and sell you into anything. I'm trying to help us all feel better, more confident about the things. You should be able to see my progress and where I am with everything that you pay me for. I want you to I want to show you how you can go see that.
Yeah.
And I want you to say, oh yeah, Joe, just go to the admin pipeline. That's where you can see where William and I are discussing. We're going to get Ben to come up with a campaign and a plan for us. And I can go in there and say, hey, well, here's some notes. Here's how the campaign calendar works. This is what the company calendar is and how they can use the campaign calendar to help build a content calendar, if you will. That way, when we're seeing the content calendar, something pops up, we can be reactive to things, but know the plan's taking care of everything else. So if something
Yeah.
does pop up, we're not looking reactive to social media. There's a plan there, and we're able to be reactive, which is awesome. That allows us to throw things into the mix if we have to. That's
Okay.
what this gives
Okay.
us.
Okay, all right, we'll follow up in a bit here.
Sounds good. Thanks, boss.
Okay, see ya, bye.
Oh, I gotta do this more better than that. La 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 la. La 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 la. No, no, no. It was gonna end in tears. This is Joe. I did. Thanks for giving me a call back, Mike. Give me just a second here.
If you have trouble, you'll know why. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm faced with a difficult task ahead of me, and I need some representation.
Okay, so it's a divorce matter.
It is, yes.
Okay, is anything been filed with the court?
Yeah, she filed with the court in November. They had their first hearing in January. I asked for a continuance. I literally just finished my bankruptcy and just paid Eric and told him I gotta get him up with the lawyer stat, and he told me to call you.
Okay, so when's the next court date?
March 25th.
And what is that set for?
It's just a status.
Okay, so let me ask you a couple of questions about the marriage. How long have you and your wife been married?
7 years.
Do you have children?
Just stepkids. 6 together, but it's none together.
None together. So you have kids from a prior marriage, and she has kids from a prior marriage?
Correct.
You guys are the Brady Bunch.
Absolutely. Six kids, 3 boys, 3 girls, 2 dogs, big house. We got the whole ordeal.
Okay. But no kids together. Custody is not an issue.
No.
Okay. What does your wife do for a living?
She works for Duke Energy. She's a senior paralegal.
A senior paralegal. Ballpark, how much does she make a year?
She makes 45 an hour. I want to say she's right around 110, 120 a year, maybe.
110, 120. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a business consultant.
And approximately how much do you make a year?
Sure. I don't know. I don't really want to. I don't know. Right now it's 6,000, but with her basically avoiding everything, I'm bringing in. I'm paying for everything, and I shouldn't be. Right now it's fucking me over, my business over, and it's gonna make us pay a shit ton of taxes because she's avoiding everything, but I'm keeping everything afloat.
Well, hold on, Joe. My question, I think it's easy. Like ballpark, how much do you make a year?
I want to say 60 to 80 grand a year, but right now it's more like 150 because I'm carrying everything. I can't make this much money is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I don't understand. How do you not know how much money you make?
Because right now I just got in filed bankruptcy. I just started a new company. I am trying to get into the flow of like everything's really hard right now. So sorry I can't give you a simple answer.
Okay, but on the low end, it's 60 to 80.
Correct.
And she's at like 110 to 120.
Correct.
Okay, so why do you guys have to file for bankruptcy?
I had to file for bankruptcy because I had a lawsuit that was going to cripple us.
A lawsuit regarding what? Business?
Through the business, correct. Through my old business, I had to shut down my company.
Okay, so
filed bankruptcy
or individual?
We were going to do it together, but we didn't qualify because we made too much money. So she couldn't file with me. The plan is supposed to be she's supposed to go file bankruptcy, and that way we can just sell the house and move on our different ways. But she wants to go through court.
Okay. Does she have a lawyer?
She does.
Who's her lawyer?
I think his name's Rick Scott, but don't hold me to that.
Oh, Rick's a good guy. That's good news. Rick's a good guy. Okay, are you both on board that the marriage should be over?
No.
Okay, who doesn't want it to be over?
Me.
Okay. So here's the deal, Joe. It takes 2 to get married. It only takes 1 to get divorced.
I understand.
So if she wants out, she's going to get out. So, unless she has some kind of, coming to Jesus epiphany and changes her mind, short of that, then you don't have a choice but to go through with the divorce, and then the best thing is just to try to cut your losses, get the best deal possible.
And I feel like that's where I'm at right now. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Okay. So you guys got a house. What are the other? Do you have any other major assets? You said it's a 7-year marriage.
Hey, have any other marriage? What was that last bit? I didn't catch that.
I'm sorry. Tell me again how long you've been married.
7 years.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys probably haven't acquired a ton in 7 years. Um, okay. Well, so let's talk fees. I'm happy to get involved. Rick Scott is a reasonable guy. He's good to work with. So I would probably, my retainer would probably be $5,500. So I fill out at $4.25 an hour. So let me pull out my phone on my calculator. I take 5,500 and divide that by $4.25 an hour. You're prepaying me for 12.9 hours of work. All right. We just see how far that gets us. If things go smoothly, so one good thing is we don't have to deal with custody. Right? Custody is normally that things and it's emotional, and so custody's not involved, so that definitely simplifies the divorce. That doesn't mean that we don't have work to do, but we see how far the 12.9 hours gets us. If things go really smoothly and you and your wife are reasonable, I know Rick Scott and I can be reasonable. And, let's say we settle this thing after, 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever, then you'd get a refund from me. If she's being unreasonable and we litigate everything, then it's definitely going to take more than 12.9 hours, and you're going to owe me money. It's just a ballpark test and see how far it gets us. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So, if the 5,500 isn't a deal breaker for you, then the next steps would be I'm going out of town this weekend. I would need to get you in before the 25th. I would have to look at my schedule. I have no idea if I'm open on the 25th. But if I have to get a continuance, it's not going to be a problem. Rick would agree to it, and if Rick won't agree to it, then the court will, because I'm just getting into the case.
Yeah.
But if I can make the 25th, then I'll do that.
So I'm a little confused. Is it
Yeah.
8,500 or is it 5,500?
5,500.
Okay. What was the 8,500? What was the 8,500 for?
I don't. If I said that number, I didn't mean to.
Okay.
So no.
Well, the first word, the first number that came out was your retainer's $8,500. Is what I heard.
Nope. I misspoke. 5,500.
Okay.
And I bill out at $4.25 an hour. So if you take 5,500 and you divide it by 4.25, that's 12.9 hours work. You're prepaying me for 12.9 hours work, let's just call it 13, and we see how far that gets us. And if Rick and I can get this thing settled quickly and smoothly, then you might get a refund from me. I don't keep what I don't earn, but I don't have a crystal ball either to be able to tell you how many hours are going to be involved. That's going to depend on you and your wife and how reasonable you are. I know Rick can be reasonable. So again, if it takes less than 12.9 hours, you'll get a refund from me. If it goes over 12.9 hours, then you're going to owe me money. It's just a ballpark guess, and we see how far it gets us. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So if the 5,500 it doesn't scare you off, then the next steps would be to get on my calendar sometime before March 25th. I have no idea if I'm available or not.
Well, I can tell you now that it'll probably be later April, early May before I can afford that retainer. So I may have to request a continuance to get you paid, so that way we can get started.
There you go. And here's a strong suggestion, man. If you're not represented, you can talk to Rick Scott directly. If you have a lawyer, Rick Scott can't talk to you. So since you're not represented, I would email Rick and say, listen, I've spoken to Mike Kaufman. I want to get him retained, but I can't afford to pay him until April. Can we get a continuance for March 25th? And I'd be willing to bet you lunch. Rick will say no problem because he will want me in the case. He knows I'm reasonable. We work well together. My guess is he will accommodate you because he will want me in the case.
I appreciate your time, Mike, and I gotta get some money together. I'm going to. It may be even. I may even ask for the continuance to start, mid-May, because I don't think I'm going to have the full 5,500 by the end of April. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're
Whatever.
willing to be.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're willing to do that because I actually have a trip to Hawaii I'm doing in May, which is well past deserved and needed. So I think what I'm going to do is ask for that continuance and then pick up once I get back and I have the funds to do what to take care of
Yeah,
all this.
well, I still recommend, because I know Rick, I still recommend you reach out to him, let him know that you want to get Mike Kaufman involved, but you need some time to get the retainer together. And I think Rick will work with you because, like I said, Rick will, as attorneys, we always wonder, is there going to be an asshole on the other side or is there going to be a reasonable person on the other side? And Rick, I think, will work with you knowing that it's a reasonable person instead of some asshole.
Yeah, I'm not some kind of jerk. I'm
No,
I'm
meaning lawyer. Lawyer.
yeah, well, I don't want to hire somebody that's going to be a jerk either. So I appreciate, it sounds like you guys work together and have done cases in the past, and
Yeah.
you just want things to go smooth. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking for.
All right, man. Well, good luck and get things together. Give me a call back.
Will do, Mike. Thanks, and I will be getting a hold of you probably later April, but we'll be in touch.
Sounds good, Joe. Good luck.
Have a good one. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
She's so fucking stupid. Not my problem. I mean, it is my problem. Blah. This is Joseph.
Hi there. I'm calling you from Miami Town Pet Hospital.
How's Winston doing?
Hi, he is doing well. He's awake and ready to go home anytime. The total for everything today came to $316.18. So if you would like to bring either check cash or if you have a care credit card, we accept those, and those all avoid that 3% care credit fee.
I'm going. I'm happy to go ahead and pay that now if we can. Just get it done over the phone, so that way it's easier. Just pick them up and go if that's okay.
Yeah, let me go ahead and grab a credit card machine. I'll be right back for you.
Take your time.
All right, thank you for holding. Is this Joseph?
It is
All right, I'm ready for that card number when you are.
4432 6465
Okay.
7337 3206.
All right, and the expiration date?
0830.
Okay. My machine just a second here. Froze on me. Okay, 0830 and the 3-digit security code.
It is 895.
Just a second to think here, and I'll make sure I staple that paid receipt to your invoice. And we do have some go home instructions. I can either have the ladies go over those with you when you get here, or if you made a they're all written down. So if you want me to go over them verbally with you, and then you can have everything written, that's fine as well.
No, the wife wants to. She just texted me. She said she's going to come here. We're going to come get them together. So I'd rather you guys explain it to her in person. I'll have the writing so that way I can follow the instructions. So, yeah, we'll be there shortly.
Yeah, everything's written down. Yeah. All right, we'll see you soon. You can just step into the lobby when you get here.
Thank you so much, ladies. Have a good day.
All right, you're welcome. You do. Bye-bye.
questions about, ask me anything about traveling. Really, I love traveling. Like if it wasn't for finances and obviously I've got commitments like work.
What is Paradise City where the grass is green and the girls are pretty? Oh, won't you please take me home? Wow, wow, wow.
Ma'am, just so you know, tonight I will be in full character and I will not break.
Oh, you want some lipstick on your dipstick?
Son of a bitch, it's gonna be a real hard night. I'm gonna break so fast, bro. Ma'am, just so you know, tonight I will be in full character and I will not break.
Oh, you want some lipstick on your dipstick?
Son of a bitch, it's gonna be a real hard night. I'm gonna break so fast, bro.
I just find the prioritization of human beings to be so. You're on this earth for 80 years, let's call it on average, whatever it was that, what's the average, 83, something
80
like that?
funny years.
80
After
funny
that,
years.
they're not so funny.
I disagree. I think after 80, you get to be funnier. You get to excuse. You can shit wherever you want after 90. If you're on this earth for such a limited amount of time, how insane is it to sit behind your phone and computer and complain about something you don't like when you have a world at your hands of all the things you do like? What an absolute waste of energy, time, and emotion.
Why do you think you were inclined, when this Tempest in a Teapot emerged, to make arguably even a worse joke, which I'm very pleased about, by the way. I thought that was actually a masterstroke, because
Thank you.
You topped what you were being accused of by picking on an even lower status group, which I thought was...
I disagree.
Okay, go ahead.
I just find the prioritization of human beings.
¿Cómo estar más seguro si te vas de viaje y alquilas un apartamento? Simplemente con este pequeño aparato lo puedes lograr. Es colocarlo en el recibidor de la puerta o de atravesarle este pequeño pin de lado y así bloquearás por completo a quien quiera entrar y estarás más seguro y tranquilo. ¿Cómo estar más seguro si te vas de viaje y alquilas una...
Come on, Elena. You got this. You can do it. You can do it. No, so close. Come on, Elena.
Wild. This is stumping me for sure. What happened?
You asked me.
What the?
I take it you don't know that one.
No.
All right, time to go get my Bubba. Keep it heavy, keep it real. Peace the fuck out. Have a great weekend, everybody.